Hi, in this tutorial from Knitwhits, we'll be showing you how to create the braided trim as seen at the edge of the Siena ferrule hat. What I've done for this particular design are 3 braids, 2 going one direction and the third which goes the opposite direction. And I'll just be showing you how to make the first braid. Each braid does require 2 colors, but it's a simple way to use 2 colors for a great effect. Before I show you how to work the braided trim, first I'm going to introduce you to a modified version of the long tail cast on using 2 colors. Take your 2 colors and make a slip knot about 2 inches from the end. So I'm making one slip knot using both yarns. Here's my tail end. We're not going to use that tail end, just slide it onto your needle like you normally would. Place one color over your forefinger, the second over your thumb, and proceed with your long tail cast on. You'll see the color over my forefinger is what is making the stitch, and the one over the thumb is what is holding it all in place. Make a few more stitches here. Here's what it looks like. Here's your cast on with your 2 colors. Once you have the required number of stitches for your cast on, you can go ahead and you'll see I'm working on circular needles. Bring all your work into the round. You want to make sure that it's not twisted. I can see here from my green color that everything's smooth. The green is in the middle. I take the slip knot and I can actually just slide that off the needle and undo that. Everything's going to stay in place. Nothing's going to go missing. Now you'll want to also have a row marker. So here I have a row marker and it's just a piece of scrap yarn. I'm going to slide that on, and that way I know where my row begins. The braid itself is worked over 3 rows. The first row you're going to alternate each color, 1 stitch of each color, and the row is worked in knit stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and work 1 stitch in knit with blue, 1 stitch in green. I'm just doing 1 of each color. And again, you're going to work a full round, working 1 stitch of each color. I'm approaching the end of my round here, my first round, finishing with 1 green stitch. And now I'm going to slide my marker over and we'll work the first round of the actual braid itself. So what we're going to do is, it's all done in purl, so bring your yarns to the front, and the first stitch is blue, so I'm going to wrap with blue over the top. Pick up the next stitch, which is green, wrap with green over the top. Blue, wrap with blue over the top. Green, wrap around. And you'll see the yarns are sort of helicoptering over each other, and as I progress they're going to become quite twisted, but that's okay because they will untwist on the following round. This is actually the base of the braid. One thing to keep in mind as you're working your braid is that it needs to be worked on an even number of stitches, and it works a lot better if you are knitting in the round. If you're knitting flat, you can do it, but it's quite complicated, and it's just easier when worked in the round. Now you'll see here I'm coming up to the end of my round. A couple more stitches to do here. And now we've been wrapping on this round from above. I'm going to slide my marker over. This next round we're going to wrap from underneath. So instead of wrapping over this way, we're going to wrap under this way. So again, we're keeping our colors correct. Wrap the blue from underneath. The green from underneath. And again, we're still purling, but instead of wrapping around the top, we're wrapping from underneath. And this forms the top bar of your braid. Now this braid that we've worked points to the left, And here, let me bring the yarns to the back. I think you can see that quite well. If you want your braid to point the opposite direction, to the right, you would actually change the sequence in which you wrap your yarns. So the first round, you would wrap them from below, as we're doing right now, and the following round you would wrap them from above, and that would change the direction of your braid. So go ahead and try it, see what you think.